Thanks for joining me on Saturday, the 13th of December 2025, in North London, again, where it finished Arsenal 2, Wolves 1. Last time we were in North London against Tottenham a couple of months ago. It was a similar last-ditch goal we conceded after playing very well. Today was no doubt our best performance of the season. In the first half, we were the first team to stop Arsenal having a shot on target in the first half. I remember a similar stat against Liverpool away in the second half last season, where we were the first team to stop them having a shot in the second half. But it's no consolation, because the bottom line is top against bottom and another defeat. Football is all about results. But, as I say, it was our best performance of the season by a mile. It was a right kick in the stomach. Having clawed our way back to seemingly a point, to have it snatched away right at the almost death. But we'll start with the starting 11, because the manager had to make some changes, one of them enforced when Bellegarde, who was our best player against Man United, went off with a hamstring injury, which will be needing 6 to 8 weeks rehab. And he replaced him with our mate João Gomes, the Brazilian, who's back from one match suspension after he picked up a booking against Palace. So he was back, and he put in Doherty in defence instead of Yankiona Herva, and John Arias was dropped. John Arias was dropped, and he brought in Wang, who's surprised a lot of fans. But having said that, Wang got our clearest effort in the first half, where he broke from his own half, showed a good turn of pace, but maybe he should have put his laces through it. But it was an easy shot for Raya. Yeah, in the first half, as I say, we were obviously on the back foot. Arsenal had the lion's share of the possession, but we kept them at bay. Johnson, all he had to do was catch a few crosses and punch the ball away. But Arsenal fans, they assumed that they were going to win by a rugby score or a cricket score, but credit to Wolves keeping them 0-0 at half time. And that you could see their fans and their manager, their players, all getting frustrated, because top against bottom, they thought it was going to be a walk in the park. They thought all they had to do was turn up to win. But credit to Wolves for playing the way they did. And it took a freakish own goal for them to go ahead. Again, we were unlucky, because when you're down, things just don't go against you, because their goal was from a corner. Saka took it, hit the bar, the keeper pushed it off, and then it came and hit him on the back and went in. But in the build-up to the corner, Saka was offside, and it wasn't spotted. And when you're down, you're down. Things like that, they just go against your way. But credit to Wolves. The manager, he brought on a couple of substitutions for the players that had been booked. Wang, because they were baying for blood for a tackle what he made on Lewis Skelly, because he was the player that was sent off against Wolves at Molineux last season, and they were baying for blood. But the referee, I think it would have been a harsh red card, but he got a yellow card for that. And Doherty, who committed several fouls, got a yellow card as well. And he was getting tired, because there was one of the occasion, I think it was Martinelli, roasted him on the right wing. But I don't know if that was tiredness or just his lack of pace. But we looked solid. We didn't look like the side that had only got 2 points out of 15, but it's now 2 points out of 16. We looked completely different. A couple of weeks ago when we played at Villa, and we had unfortunate defeat. We thought, yeah, this is the turning point. I hope that's not the same again, when we thought if we play like that, we'll pick up a lot of points. I hope it's not like that. I hope we don't return to type when we play Brentford next week and then Man United away. Hopefully that'll give us the much needed confidence booster we need. But we plugged away. We brought on some more substitutions. We brought on Arias for Wang, for Lopez for Krejci. Mane came on for Totti, and we obviously changed it for the last few minutes to a 4-4-2. So when Tolu came on, he got the goal, his first league goal. Well, he's now the joint leading scorer with Larson, with 3 goals, 2 each in the Carabao Cup and 1 in the Premier League. So it was a nice header. It was a Mane assist. And then you could just see, before I go any further, when Tolu scored that goal, I thought, this is Wolves, man. I've got to be thinking, no VAR, please, no VAR. But thankfully, there was no VAR and the goal stood. A good assist for Mane will give him a much-needed confidence booster. And then, wouldn't you know it, after 93 minutes, you just knew it. Saka found Gabriel Jesus, who nodded it in. Johnston had no chance. Absolutely no chance. But you just knew it was coming. It was Wolves. And when you're down, nothing goes in your favour. So we're stranded now. 16 points, 16 games gone, 2 points. And this is our worst ever start to a season. The worst any team has done at this stage ever in the Premier. So it looks like we're down. But we just got to play for pride, and we've got to start re-establishing ourselves so that when we start next season, likely, almost certainly in the Championships, we're not going to start, going in with no momentum. Hopefully, the January transfer window's it's just on the verge of coming. It's on the horizons, just a couple of weeks away. He's going to have to ship out some players and bring in some new. But it was a much more encouraging performance. It's hard to pick out a man of the match because so many played well. Happy for Tolu that he scored. Happy for Mane that he got an assist. Sam Johnston played well. There was no real negatives. Even Wang, he put himself about, made his presence felt. But bottom line is, we valiant losers. Even Martin Keown, who's totally biased Arsenal, said that was lucky Arsenal. And I hope Rob Edwards can pick some bones out of that and give some encouragement to the team and pick them up, and we can start picking up points. But thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think, but whatever happens, we'll still keep supporting Wolves. Thank you.